Okay, in this very quick tutorial, we're going to show you the basics of exporting your video. Okay, so I've gone back to an earlier project in our tutorial series where we have the clips of the car playing, in the timeline here, where it's backing up and turning around and just sort of driving out of frame, etc., etc., etc. So it's a very short project. It's only about 24 seconds, which should make it a pretty quick export. Okay. So as a general rule, you come down, click in the timeline, hit home. I reposition my playhead. With that timeline active, you come up to File, and you come all the way down in that menu down to Export, and then you come over to Media. When you click that, that opens another window. Again, it's another free-floating window similar to what we had with the titler, which is nice because it's only going to be up temporarily while you set your settings. So you've got a basic output window here which shows you what your source is going to look like going out. You can have a little preview area here. You can kind of take a look at it, etc. There's not much you really mess with here. The key area is over here on the right side with the export settings. Okay. One option is to automatically select this button and it will match your sequence settings. That basically disables everything and just does all the thinking for you. However, in this case, it's not exactly the best option because we're going to pretty much play this, say, on a computer or on the internet. And we can talk about why we wouldn't choose that separately. So basically, you've got a few options. In the format category, there's a drop-down menu, and this gives you various options of different formats. You can pick QuickTime. You can pick all these various formats. Some of these are more specific. For example, an MPEG 2 would be more geared towards creating video for DVD. We don't want to do that right now. I'm going to come back and select this one, which says H.264. This is a very good format because it has what's known as very good compression. It allows us to create a high quality video with and reduce file size. So in a nutshell, what we're doing here, to backtrack for a second, is we're taking these clips, this project, and converting it from a Premiere project, which is proprietary to Premiere software, and converting it to another format, for example, an MPEG 4, which can play in QuickTime and various other players. So it's easier to distribute this video. This is what we would do before we send it out to friends or upload it somewhere. So on the preset now, I have a bunch of other options. Using that compression scheme, that main format, then I can choose more specific settings for my video. And you can see as I look down the list, I can do what's called a match source, which basically takes the settings of the clips and matches them and then spits it out. I can come down here, you can see there's presets for Facebook, there's HD presets, there's mobile device presets, there's a Twitter preset. Coming down, you've got Vimeo and YouTube. Okay, so for the sake of argument, let's pretend we're going to put this on YouTube. So I'm going to come all the way down to the bottom here, and it says YouTube 1080p HD. Okay, so what that's doing is it's giving me a high definition export that I can put, an HD export that I can put on YouTube, and it will meet YouTube standards. So I should be able to upload it pretty easily. Down here in the summary, it gives me a basic breakdown. You can see that it's a 1920 by 1080, so that's the image resolution, that's the image size. It's 29.97, so it's about 30 frames per second, and it's progressive. This is very important. Progressive means basically you want to be in progressive when you export this to a computer or the internet. Then it has other things known as the target bit rates and this whatnot, which is pretty high. It gives me a basic idea of the source, and then here are some other basic settings which you don't have to get into right at this moment. These are basically already part of the preset. Then down here below, if you look, it gives me an estimated file size, 45 megabytes, which is pretty reasonable and pretty easy to upload on most sites. So one last thing I want to do before I do this is make sure it says export video, export audio. Those boxes are checked, and then in the output name, I want to name it. So I'm going to click on that. It gives me a default, and it's giving me a default location, which in this case, if I hold my mouse, it tells me it's going to go to the tutorials folder. That's not where I want it. So I'm going to click on it, and it opens up the Explorer window, and I'm going to keep the .mpeg4 name down here. I'm going to change the name, but keeping the extension because that's what the preset's dictating. So I'm going to call this I'm going to call this test export, and then I'm going to navigate to a different folder here. I've created a folder on the desktop, so I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to come to the left and go to desktop and find this export folder that I just created. So I'm going to double click that. It's up there, that's selected. I'm going to hit save. So now you've renamed it over here, as you can see in the hot text field where it says output name, and you've also told it where it's going to go. If I hold my mouse there, it shows me desktop exports, etc. in the little pop-up window. So now I'm ready to go. I'm going to come down here to the bottom and I'm going to click this export button, and as soon as I do that, I get a render bar, a progress bar, telling me that this is how much time we estimate it's going to take. Now this calculates it based on what it sees. This can change. Sometimes it can go up, sometimes it can go down. And right here, this is going to be pretty quick because we didn't really change what we're converting this to. You notice how it says encoding. That means you're taking data and you're sort of crunching it and converting it to something else. It's not a very complicated conversion here. We're still keeping it in HD. We're just, fine-tuning some of the settings so it can go up on YouTube. And pretty much here we go. It should be done. Then it closes that out. Now I'm going to minimize Premiere, and I'm going to go to this folder that I have right here on my desktop where I exported the clip, and there it is. It shows up as an MPEG-4. I can change this view if I want to see it in list view, details, right? So there it is, test export, shows me the date, shows me the size, approximately 45 meg, a little bigger, about 48 meg. So here I'm going to right click, and now I can open this in QuickTime, and I don't need Premiere anymore. So I could send this to my friends, put it on YouTube, email it, whatever I want to do. This now it opens a big window because it's HD. So I'm going to click view and just bring the size down a little bit. And sure enough, it's the exact same video I saw in my timeline, except now it's an MPEG-4. And so I've converted it into something that can be distributed and shared with the world. Very simple. So that's exporting in Premiere, basic exporting.